Phillips is on the stand. And Mr. Lewin, you may resume.
I want to first ask you, Mr. Phillips, have you had any contact, that means by text, in person, smoke signals, whatever it might be, any contact with the defendant or his attorneys since you were sitting in court on Friday?
No, sir.
So I want to go back to the end of the first incident. And you understand, when I say first incident and second incident, you understand what I mean, right?
If you could be more detailed, just so we can be on the same page.
Sure. So the first incident is going to be the incident by the parking garage by the W. The second incident is going to be where the shooting happened in the parking lot. So when I say first incident, I mean the first incident. Second incident is the one in the parking lot. You understand that now?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to ask you, how did the first incident by the parking garage entrance, how did that end? What caused that to end?
By me telling Rocky to go around the corner, and also by Ills, I guess, trying to calm down Rep.
You would agree that that first incident ended only because there were literally people walking by the defendant as he took out that gun, correct?
No.
Do you remember people walking by the defendant as he had the gun out?
I remember seeing people walk up the hill, yes.
Listen to my question. Do you remember seeing individuals walking directly by the defendant after he removed the gun and had the gun in his hand?
I did not see individuals walking directly next to him.
Okay, let me show you. We're going to put up again People's 15. So I want you to watch. You're going to see steps. There's the gun out. Now they're off camera, and you see, stop it. Did you see two sets of footsteps that were walking from the direction to the left of the screen, past where you guys were all standing, toward the right of the screen?
Yes.
And would you agree that if we rewind that, they are literally walking by? You can't see where they are, but you can see their feet. They are walking by literally the spot where the defendant has the gun at the time he has the gun out, correct?
Can I see it again?
Sure. So they're off screen now. There's the gun is put back, and there are those individuals. You would agree they've walked extremely close, if not directly by where the incident was occurring, correct?
They walk by us, yes.
So you would agree that if Mr. Mayers had decided to use that gun right at that point, that would have been directly in front of those individuals.
Can you rephrase it?
So if he had decided, I want to take that gun out, and I want to use it, I want to shoot it at Relly, that would have been done directly in front of those two people.
I can't answer a hypothetical question, but he did not do it on the screen.
Listen to my question. You just agreed that they were literally walking by the exact spot where this incident was going on, correct?
Yes.
So what I'm telling you, asking you, would you agree, sir, that if Rocky at that point, Mr. Mayers, had actually used the gun that we saw him remove, it would have been done directly in front of those people?
Objection, closer speculation.
I can't agree because you see him going in the opposite direction, and you can see the people walking in another direction from him. You don't see them running. You don't see them trying to like evade anything. You just see them walking.
So I didn't ask you, sir, if in fact those individuals ever saw the gun. I asked you, would you agree that if he had decided to use the gun at that point, it would have been right where those people were, correct?
I can't agree.
All right. What after after the first incident ended, would you agree that although Relly was angry, he did not ever respond by pulling any weapon himself, correct?
Correct.
And would you also agree that, as you're personally aware, Relly never had any weapon with him that you ever saw during either of these two incidents, correct?
Aside from using his hands, I didn't see anything else.
So I just asked you about a weapon. Do you consider Relly's hands to be a weapon?
Honestly, yes.
Okay, so other than his hands, did he have a weapon? Gun, knife, club, any weapon that you saw?
To be honest, I only seen his hands, and his hands could be considered a weapon.
If you can answer the question I'm asking, it would be helpful. Listen to my question, sir. Did you ever see any weapon other than his hands in Relly's possession at any point during either of the two incidents?
I seen his hands, yes.
All right.
Your Honor, could the court
Mr.
instruct
Phillips,
witness?
this is what he's asking. We understand that you believe that Relly's hands were weapons.
Yes.
What he's asking you, though, is did you see him with a gun at all, any time that night?
I said no. I said
All right.
no weapons.
Did you see him with a knife?
No,
Did you see him with a club?
no.
Did you see him with any kind of weapon that could be, offensive weapon that could be used against someone else?
No.
Thank you, Your Honor. What is the first thing that you remember happening after the first incident ended? So what happened?
After the first incident happened, sorry, after the first incident happened, I just recalled Rocky being around the corner first, because I told him to go. Also, Ills trying to calm Rel down, Rel in the back, kind of angry and like volatile, getting ready to make a move, but I'm telling Rocky, yo, leave. You know, so that's the first thing I seen. First thing I seen was Rocky leave, then Ills speak to Relly, and then Relly start picking up more energy to like get closer to Rocky.
And it's your testimony at this point in time, you have not seen Relly hit anybody, correct?
Not yet.
Okay. And you've also talked about how large and muscular Relly is, correct?
Yes.
You mentioned that Relly is much stronger than you. He's much stronger than Ills. He's much stronger than Mr. Mayers, correct?
Yes.
So would you agree, sir, that the reason that Relly hasn't hit anybody at this point in time is because Relly didn't want to hit anybody at this point in time?
Objection, Your Honor. Full state of mind speculation.
Read the question back to Ms. Beck.
Would you agree, sir, that the reason that Relly hasn't hit anybody at this point in time is because Relly didn't want to hit anybody at this time?
Sustain.
Was there anything preventing Relly from punching Ills?
At that moment, I feel like his eyes was on Rocky. So I'm not too sure what was his state of mind. I'm not too sure.
I didn't ask you state of mind. I'm going to ask you again. He's right next to Ills, correct?
Yes.
Is there anything that would have stopped him from physically being able to punch Ills?
He did end up punching Ills.
You just testified that he did not punch Ills.
No, I'm saying he did end up punching Ills. So can you explain it to me so I can understand?
Sure. I'm only talking about this first incident, all right? You're saying, you talked about how Relly is angry.
Yes.
And even though I didn't ask you, you interjected during the last question how Relly was, quote, planning his next move or about to make a move.
Objection, argument.
Overruled.
So my question is, since you said Relly was, quote, about to make a move, you would agree that at that point in time, we're still at the first scene, at the parking structure, there was nothing to stop Relly from punching Ills right at that time, correct?
Correct.
There was nothing to stop Relly from punching you at that time, correct?
I wasn't that close. It was space in between us.
Well, did you ever see Relly charge you and try to punch you?
Yes, I did.
So you're telling me that at that first incident, You are now testifying that Relly tried to punch you.
I'm saying, when we turned the corner, this is still a part of the same incident. I understand you trying to separate it, but it's still the same incident when he's coming around the corner.
And you're telling me Relly tried to punch you when he went around the corner?
Yes.
And can you tell us where in your statement you ever mentioned this fact that you're now testifying today?
Objection, Your Honor, it's not his statement due to this.
It's a statement that they provided.
The objection's overruled.
You want me to show you the statement?
I don't need to see the statement.
Have you ever told the defense that that Relly tried to punch you in this case?
I had to tell them that because you can see it clear on the video, he's coming towards me.
So you're saying he's coming towards you and you're saying he tried to punch you. Which is it? Did you physically see him with his fist try to punch you?
So, would you like me to explain? I can explain.
No, I
what
want
the
you to
incident-
answer the question I've asked you.
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So-
For one, after he hit Ills, I heard him running towards me, and then that's when I juke, and I run to the side.
Wait a minute, you just testified, sir, that Relly never tried to hit Ills at the first scene. That didn't happen until the second scene.
Okay, I'm explaining the whole situation. So, to you, it might be one incident, two incidents. To everybody, it's just one incident.
No, sir, I clarified with you, and you told me you understood. We were talking about two separate incidents. I asked you specifically what happened during the first
So, the first incident.
I'm not done with my question. When I'm done, you'll know.
Judge, objection. When I'm done, we'll know. Argumentative bedroom.
Argument, sustained, this is being argued.
Sir, please listen to my question. I'll let you know when the question is over. You were previously asked whether or not Relly hit Ills during the first incident. You said no. Do you recall that testimony?
Yes.
You are now saying that, in fact, Relly did hit Ills during the first incident, correct?
I'm not saying Relly hit Ills during the first incident. No, he did not hit Ills during the first incident.
So I want to be clear. I'll let you know when I'm talking about the second incident.
No problem.
So what I asked you is you would agree that had Relly wanted to hit either of the three of you, Ills, yourself, or the defendant, during the first incident, and between the first and the second incident,
Yes.
there was nothing physically from stopping him from doing that.
If we talk about the first incident, right?
Yes.
The first incident where he put his hands on Rocky.
Yes.
Okay, so the first incident, he did put his hands on somebody.
Your Honor, can the court, I have a limited time. The witness is repeatedly, intentionally not answering my
Yeah.
questions.
All right, listen very carefully to the question and just answer the question. Okay, ask the question again.
Isn't it true that during the first incident and between the first and second incident, that there was nothing physically preventing Relly from punching or hitting you or Ills or the defendant? That's a yes or a no question. Do you agree that that is correct?
I don't agree.
So my question is, can you tell me, you've explained how strong Relly is. You explained that he's stronger than you, he's stronger than the defendant, he's stronger than Ills. So my question is, what exactly was preventing him from punching any of the three of you during the first incident or between the first and the second incident?
I don't know what exactly was stopping him, aside from Ills saying, trying to calm him down. Ills was trying to calm him down. And also, we were trying to get from where we were. So maybe because we were moving, that's the only thing that could have stopped him from hitting us, because we were moving away from him.
Well, Relly did not chase after the three of you running and trying to assault any of you, correct?
He followed us.
Do you know the difference between following and chasing somebody?
Well, I feel like there's different ways to follow. You can follow by walking or you can follow by running.
Was he running after you guys, chasing you at any point in time?
We didn't run, we walked around the corner.
So if you walked around the corner and Relly did not catch up to you, then you agree he was not running after you, trying to catch you, correct?
That's not true because when we turned the corner, Relly was right next to it.
So now your testimony is that in fact Relly was chasing you down, is that correct?
I said Rel was following Ills. He was following Ills.
So when you get to the area where the second incident occurred, I want you to describe exactly what happened when the second incident began. So I want you to actually explain to us, you're walking between the first incident and the second incident, and I want you to now describe how does the second incident start?
And so we're on the same page. Can you explain to me, to yourself, where do you feel as though the second incident started?
Well, the second incident, you testified on direct, started when you get to the parking lot.
No, I know what I said, but you asked me a question. I just want to be able to answer the question efficiently.
When you get to the parking lot, that is when, in your mind, the second incident started, correct?
To me, as soon as we turn the corner,
Okay, so which corner are you describing that you turn? And I'm not going to make you use streets because I know it's complicated. My question is, are you talking about when you turn the corner right where the parking lot is, where the second incident starts? Or are you talking about when you turn the corner leaving the first incident?
so basically, from my recollection, because I can't see the video right now, the second incident starts as we turn the corner.
Turn the corner.
As we make the left. I believe we made the left.
Into the parking lot where the second incident, where the shots were fired? Or are you talking about when you first leave a block and a half away?
So notice if we left a whole block away, we started walking. We didn't run because this is still a friend, and there was no plans or anything to do to him. So why would we run from a friend? We just walking down the block. So also giving him time to just, I guess calm down. So we just walked down the block.
So you're talking about when you turn left, you mean after you've been walking and you get to where the parking lot is, where the shooting happened, correct?
So as soon as we got down the block and go to turn to the corner, we come around the corner a little bit, Rail attacks Ills.
Okay. And can you describe how he attacked Ills?
From my recollection, he started swinging. He started just, throwing punches.
And those punches were landing on Ills, correct?
Yes.
And you ended up seeing an injury to Ills' upper knuckles, correct? You've seen the injury, is that right?
Excuse me?
Judge Jackson.
Hills or?
Not Ills, I'm sorry. My fault. You've seen the injury to Relly's upper knuckles, correct?
I never seen him in person, so can you show me?
So let me ask something. Were you aware that Relly suffered an injury the night of November 6th to his upper knuckles? Upper finger, excuse me.
From what I heard, but I never seen an injury.
Okay, I'm going to show it to you now.
Your Honor, I think you've gone through that. See? Let's try this.
This is April 17.
Do you see the injuries to his knuckles? Actually, the top of the fingers. Do you see those injuries to the first three?
Yes.
Have you ever seen that before?
I've probably seen it like on the internet, but I never seen it up close. I never seen it.
And did you see it that night?
No.
Your position is you said Ills was getting punched by Relly, correct?
Yes.
And I don't want to get myself in trouble. Was that with a fist or an open hand?
I know it was his hand. I'm not too sure of the positioning of his hand.
agree, and you said before in your direct evidence, your direct testimony and cross-examination, on Friday you said that Relly punched Ills repeatedly with a fist. Do you recall that?
Yes,
So you're now talking about that's the incident you're referring to where Ills was punched by Relly, correct?
yes.
And that was with a fist, correct?
Yeah, fist is on your hand, so I believe so.
And that was multiple times, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And you explained that Relly is extremely strong, correct?
Yes,
And we showed you the pictures of Ills from the next night, and you agreed you couldn't see any visible injuries, correct?
I never said that Ill's face was broken. I never said he had a black and blue on his eyes. I
Motion
said,
to
yeah.
strike is non-responsive.
Sustained.
Listen to my question. You testified on Friday that you agreed that Ills did not have any visible injuries, correct?
Oh, can you rephrase that? Do you mean by in the video that you showed the next day? You didn't say the video of the event because we can't.
Well, Armin, are you saying you remember him having visible injuries?
I'm asking you, can you rephrase it because you're just saying you're saying from the video or what event?
Well, let's take it one at a time. You testified on Friday that the visible injury, you said that his lip was bleeding.
His lip was bleeding, yes.
And you agreed that in the video that you saw, you couldn't see his lip bleeding.
Judge Brooks objection, which video? That's what he says.
Well,
Which video?
I showed you a video
Would you like to show me again?
on Friday.
You talking about the video that was taken the following day?
Yes, the video
That's
taken
the
the
video he's
following
talking
day
about. Okay.
where he has the flag on. You said, we had it up there.
Yes.
You could not see any visible injuries to his face, correct?
Also,
Is that correct?
Yes or no?
yes.
So my question to you is, if Relly is punching him multiple times with his fist, do you know why there was no visible injury?
I have no idea.
Okay. I want to now show you, you've said that, let me ask it this way. So it's your position that the second incident started because Relly attacked Ills. Is that correct?
Yes.
And it's your position that that incident started and that it was the defendant pulling out what you said is a prop gun in response to that. Is that correct?
Can you rephrase that?
You're saying that the defendant pulled the prop gun out, what you said is a prop gun, in response to Relly punching Ills.
From the first situation or the second video? Because I'm trying to be sure.
In the second incident,
Yes.
you said the second incident started when all of a sudden Relly starts attacking Ills, punching him.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've also, I want to be clear, you said that on direct examination that that is the reason that you saw that the defendant pulled out the gun because he was trying to protect Ills who was under attack. Is that correct?
In the second situation?
Yes.
Can you show me the video so we could all see it together and I can explain it to you?
Well, we're going to watch the video,
Yes.
but before that, I'm asking you, that is what you have said, correct?
Yes.
All right, now we're going to watch the video. I want you to pay close attention as we watch this video. This is people 17. I want you to pay close attention as to whether or not there is contact between Relly and Ills before the defendant pulls out his gun.
This is people 15.
You're watching on the top left. Stop. You would agree that at this moment right here, that the defendant has removed the gun and is walking towards where Relly and Ills are, correct?
No.
I want you to tell me, use the pointer. I want you to tell me identify each person on the screen, please.
Okay, can you rewind it?
Sure.
Right here.
Yeah, we'll rewind it. Who's in the red?
I'm in the red.
You're the easiest one to identify as the red, right? Okay.
So
Stop it.
stop it.
Okay.
That's Rocky.
Okay.
That's myself. I believe over here is Ills. I can't tell you.
Okay. Do you agree that at this point in time, there is no contact, and there has not been any contact at this second incident between Relly and Ills?
Well, yes.
Okay? We're going to keep playing it. Stop. Okay? Watch it again. And I'm going to ask you, when we get there, would you agree that the defendant turns around and pulls out his gun? Stop. Gun is coming out now, and I want you to point to where the defendant is and where Ills is.
Well, I see the defendant, but I don't see him pulling out no gun. I don't see him.
You go and you point to where the defendant is, I'm sorry, where Ills is and where Relly is.
So this would be the defendant.
Yep.
This would be myself.
Yeah.
Over here would be Ills.
Yep.
And I believe this would be Red.
Would you agree that up to this point, Relly, at this second incident, has not made any physical contact with Ills?
Can you play the video?
Listen to my question. Up until this point, and I'll keep playing it, do you agree that there has been no physical contact that Relly has made with Ills?
Right here, there's
Yeah.
no physical contact.
And no physical contact right before, correct?
Right before we turned on. Right before he had no contact. Right
Okay,
here.
that's at 56 seconds.
This is on the file labeled combined surveillance video, Your Honor.
Excuse me?
No, we're just clarifying for the record, sir. So you would agree, this is the beginning of the second incident, correct?
I would say this is the second incident, yes.
Is it the beginning of the second incident?
No, because I would say the beginning of the second incident is when Relly puts his hands on Ills. So that's when it becomes an incident. Because before there, we were leaving.
So the second incident hasn't started yet, according to you, correct? Because there's been no hands.
There's,
Is that right?
there's no hands from it. There's nothing going on from anybody right
Okay,
now.
so I just want to be clear. So in your position, where we are right now, at 56 seconds, the incident has not started yet, correct? Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Watch. Stop. You would agree that the defendant advances towards where Relly and Ills are before Relly makes any attempt to make contact with Ills. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct.
Would you agree that before there's any contact between Relly and Ills, the defendant has already taken out his gun?
That's not correct.
Okay? Please play it, rewind it, and we'll play it going forward. Okay? Keep watching, sir. Want to stop? Where were you when this second incident started?
Well, referring to when I said it began,
Yeah.
when Relly attacked Ills, I was right there. I was right next to them.
What did you do as soon as the defendant, you saw him take out his gun? What did you do?
Can you rephrase that?
When the defendant took out his gun, you ran towards that wall for safety, correct?
No, I ran towards the wall. When, if you could play it, you could see Rel coming towards me. That's when I moved.
Play it again. So your position is you were going. I thought Relly is attacking Ills. Is Relly attacking Ills or is he going after you? Which is?
So Relly hit Ills. He got Ills out the way, and then he tried to hit me. And I stated before, I'm not fighting Rel because my inguinal hernia.
We're gonna
So
play.
I juked and moved.
We're going to play, and I want you to tell me, I want you to yell stop when you see the point where Relly is trying to hit you.
Stop.
This is where you're saying Relly's trying to hit you.
Yep, and then you see me moving.
Let me ask him, you would agree that by this time, the defendant has the gun out, correct?
The warning shot came,
Listen to my question. By this point in time, the defendant has the gun out already.
the
correct?
prop is out after Ills is attacked. Not before, after.
Listen to my question. It's pretty simple. I'm not asking you about when Ills was attacked. I'm saying at this point in the video, before you start running towards the wall, he has the gun out, correct? That's a yes or a no.
I don't recall. I recall the prop being out after Relly attacked, after Relly moved, never before.
Let's watch
Not
it
before
again.
I ran.
Watch it again, please. You said you don't recall, and then you all of a sudden recall. So
No,
watch
I'm
it.
just recalling about.
Watch it again.
Now that's stricken, please.
Yeah, that's the statement by Mr. Lewis here.
Stop. In fact, sir, you don't run until the defendant fires the first shot, correct?
I don't run until after Relly tries to hit me.
Listen to my question. Did you just see, sir, listen, do you see the defendant firing a shot in what we just saw? We'll play it again for you.
Can't play me yet.
Sure. Stop.
That's the first shot.
And you start running right after that shot, correct?
Relly is already running towards me, so
Listen, mostly strikers, non-responsive. I'm not asking you what Relly did. I'm asking you, this is a yes or no question.
I did not run
Sir.
from the shots.
Listen to my question. I'm not asking you what you ran from. Listen. Isn't it true that the timing, you do not run until after that first shot is fired? Yes or no?
Well, yes.
Okay. And it's your position, sir, that you knew it was a prop gun when it came out, correct?
Yes.
And it's your position that Relly knew it was a prop gun when it came out, correct?
Yes.
Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Phillips, that what's happening in that video is not Relly attacking Ills, it's him trying to use Ills as a shield so he doesn't get shot?
No.
Let's run it, please. Stop. You agree at this point in time at, I can't see, at 55 seconds, Relly still has not hit Ills yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you would agree that right at this point in time, this is when the gun is going to come out, and that the defendant is going to advance towards where Relly and Ills are. Is
I
that
don't
correct?
agree.
You don't agree with
I
that?
don't agree.
Watch the video, please. Stop. He is about to fire the shot. Do you agree?
You said he's about to?
Yes, right now.
Okay, so can you play it one more time?
I'm going to play through, but do you agree he's about to fire the shot?
No, can I see it?
Yeah,
So I
okay.
can explain it to you?
Do you agree that you have not started moving yet at that point in time, correct? You're not running yet, right? We'll play it again. Go ahead. That's okay. Gun is out, and now he's about to fire. Boom! Shot happens, and you run after, correct?
I run because if you
That is not what I asked you. Most of the strikers non-responsive.
Objection.
Stop. The answer is non-responsive.
Sir, listen.
He's asking you a question.
Okay,
Wait, hold on. He's asking you a question which calls for a yes or a no.
I'm not asking you why you ran. I'm asking you, isn't it true that you do not run until after the defendant fired the shot?
that's not true.
That is not true. So, play it one more time, and I want you to tell me when the shot is fired. You tell me when you see that first shot fired, please.
Yes.
Okay, you tell me, you say stop when the first shot is fired.
Stop.
Okay. Do you agree, sir, you are just about to start running, but you have not started running yet? Agreed?
After the first shot? After the first shot?
Yes.
I'm not running. You see me still right there.
Okay, the first shot's fired. Keep playing.
Then you see me run. That's not a shot.
So what I asked you before was, isn't it true that the first shot was fired before there was ever any contact between Relly and Hills? You said no, but you would agree when you watch this, the first shot is fired before your allegation that Relly was attacking Hills, correct?
That is not true. On the
Okay.
video, you can see.
Motion to strike, everything after that is not true. Isn't it true, sir, that the reason that you ran after the first shot was because you knew it was not a prop gun and you were worried that you might get shot in the crossfire?
No.
How many shots did you hear getting fired?
I want to say just two. But after the first,
No, that's enough. I want you to keep watching the video. And I want you to tell me when you see the second shot being fired. Okay. Let me just stop for a second. Would you agree that between shots, that Relly is grabbing Ills and trying to use him as a shield?
no. Really, the whole time?
Motion to strike,
Is the answer
everything
no?
after is not
No.
responsive.
All right, the answer's no.
Would you agree that after the first shot was fired, that the defendant is maneuvering his gun in what appears to be an attempt to find a line of fire toward Relly?
No.
All right, let's play it, please. Stop. Is this what we've just seen? Is this where you are saying that Relly was punching Ills?
Yes.
And is this also where you are saying that having watching this, you do not believe that Relly was attempting to use Ills as a shield?
I do not believe that.
And let me ask something, did you see during the second shot, did you see between the first and second shot, the defendant repositioning himself and running around himself?
Can you rephrase that?
Between the first and second shots, did you see the defendant repositioning himself and the gun?
From my recollection, I never seen him reposition the gun. I seen him have his hand, I believe. up
Motion
in
to
the
strike,
air.
everything else is non-responsive. Let's play that again, please. I want you to watch. Sir, isn't it true that what you just saw is you saw between the first and second shots, Relly holding Ills, trying to keep Ills between he and the defendant literally running around with his gun, attempting to get a line of sight on Relly?
No.
Let me ask you something. You've testified that everybody, including Relly, knew it was a prop gun, right?
Yes.
If it's a prop gun, and Rocky knows that everyone knows it's a prop gun. Can you tell me, are you aware of why he would have a need to be repositioning himself between shots? Do you know?
No.
Would you agree that if it's a prop gun, and that Relly knows it's a prop gun, that it's going to have no effect on stopping Relly from doing anything because he already knows it's prop gun?
Correct, because it didn't stop him.
So we know, you're saying it didn't stop him, but this is my question. Your testimony is that the entire time, Relly knows this is a prop gun.
Yes.
You're telling me that when it's pulled on him at the first scene, he basically says, put that fake gun away, correct?
Yes.
You're telling me that the second scene, when the gun is taken out and fired, Relly knows it is a prop gun, correct?
Yes.
You're telling me that when Relly is running around, that he still knows it's a prop gun, correct?
He wasn't running around. He's hitting hips. So he's not running nowhere.
Okay. But that entire time, you're saying Relly knows it's prop gun.
Yes.
Can you tell me, are you aware, sir, of how that prop gun, if Relly knows it's a prop gun, how that in any way is going to stop him from allegedly attacking Hills? Do you know?
Well, just the sound. That's all I can say is the sound.
So you're telling me that even though Relly knows it's not real, that he's going to stop attacking Hills because of the sound from a fake gun that he knows is fake. Is that your testimony?
It was the sound from the prop, also the sound from the car alarms. It was drawing a lot of attention to the situation. So, as you can see, Relly didn't run. He got a couple more hits on Ills.
Motions, okay, that's fine. Can you tell me, how does this incident end?
How does this incident end?
How does it end?
Okay. Well, after the incident, as you can see, there's a lot of attention being drawn to us. The car alarms are going off.
Okay.
I push Rocky, yo, bro, let's go. We out. Because our voice before, yo, we should have been left, you know? So now we're leaving. We're going in the opposite direction.
Let me stop you. You would agree, Mr. Phillips, that this incident ended because you literally pushed Rocky away, and that his initial response was to push back at you as if he wanted to go back and do some more. Would you agree?
No.
Let's watch the video, please. Stop. Would you agree, sir, you are literally pushing Rocky away, who is trying to advance towards back what is going on?
So actually,
Motion to strike is non-responsive. That is a yes or a no.
could you raise your question, please?
Isn't it true that what you just watched, you are literally pushing Rocky away from going back towards where Relly and Ills were?
Yes.
Correct? So, you would agree that as this incident ends, none of you stop to pick up any casings, correct?
Rephrase that?
When this incident ends, none of the three of you, Ills, the defendant, yourself, stop to pick up any casings that are at the scene, right?
No.
Is that correct?
No, I left the scene.
Right. None of you go. Do any of you pick up any expended
We
casings?
all left the scene, sir.
Did you pick up any expended casings?
No.
Did anybody at the scene that you saw pick up expended casings?
No.
In fact, Relly didn't pick up anything either, correct?
I have no idea what Relly did.
I thought you said you were watching him the whole time.
Oh, I'm saying you said that he picked something up.
You told us, continue to watch the video, I want you to watch it, and you previously testified that you were watching Relly the whole time. Defendant is running away in this, right?
Yes, he's out.
He's gone.
Yes.
You would agree, sir, that at no point in time did the rest, any of the three of you that were left, pick up anything off the ground, correct?
I didn't pick anything up.
And did you see Ills pick anything up?
It was then, he picked himself up off the floor.
That's not what I asked you. Did Ills pick up anything off the ground?
I don't think so.
Did Relly pick up anything off the ground?
Rel was, if you can see the
Motion
video,
to strike is not responsive.
Did you see Relly pick up anything?
I didn't see Rel pick up anything.
So, it's your position that you, the first time that you ever saw the injuries to Relly's hand was when?
I'm not too sure the specific date, but it was only online.
Okay. You ever hit anybody? You ever been in a fight yourself in your life?
Yes.
When you hit them, do you hit them with your knuckles or do you hit them with the injury that he has to his hands?
Well, I'm not too sure how everybody else throws their punches. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't even know how to throw a punch. So I can't tell you how somebody else throws a punch.
Well, you basically said that Relly is a very strong guy. You worked out with him. Do you think, based on your experience knowing Relly for 20-something years, do you think Relly knows how to throw a punch?
No,
Oh, you don't think Relly knows how to throw a
no.
punch? Okay. So it's your position that the injuries on the fingers were from Relly punching Ills.
I believe so. I feel as though you could see him fighting Ills. I think he hit the floor.
Motion to strike, everything is after yes is not responsive. So I simply asked a yes or no question, and he added.
You can repeat.
Isn't it true that the reason that you got the defendant out of there was because you understood that he had just shot at somebody with a firearm and you were concerned that he was going to be in a bucket load of trouble?
No,
And it's your position that at that time, at that date, you knew that there was no way that the defendant could have done any damage to anybody because that was a fake gun.
it was a prop, yes.
And it's your position that Relly also knew that there's no way that the injuries that he had could have been from a gun because the prop gun that the defendant shot at him with was a phony, correct? Wasn't a real gun.
Can you rephrase that?
So you would agree that Relly also was aware that night that there's no way the injuries on his hand could have been caused by getting shot by the defendant because it was a prop gun, wasn't real.
I believe that, yes.
When did you first become aware that Relly was asking Mr. Mayers and his management team for money as a result of the incident?
Probably 2022.
Now, you would agree that as soon as you would have heard this, you would have known that that request was bogus because it wasn't a real gun, right?
Can you rephrase that?
As soon as you would have heard that Relly was trying to get money for allegedly being shot at, you would have known that that was a bogus allegation, an untrue allegation, because it was a prop gun and the defendant could have never shot him, right?
Of course, yes.
So, after you found that out, tell me when you went to the police to tell them what you knew.
I didn't go to the police.
Now, you discovered at a later point in time that not only had Relly gone to the police, but that the defendant had been charged in this case, correct?
Yes.
And as soon as you knew that, as soon as you heard it, you knew that those charges were unfair and never happened, correct?
Correct.
Did you go to the police then?
No.
Did you call the prosecutor then?
I didn't even know who the prosecutor was, so no.
So you were unable to figure out who to contact? Is that why you didn't go forward?
For one, I just didn't know. You know, nobody said the prosecutor wanted to speak to me. Nobody said LAPD wanted to speak to me.
Listen to my question. I'm not saying whether they wanted to speak with you. This is your brother,
Yeah.
who you're saying is being charged unfairly for a crime he didn't commit. And you have the evidence to prove it didn't happen.
Yes.
My question is, why didn't you come forward to tell the police and prosecutors what you knew?
Well, I don't have a particular reason, but they They charged him. I guess it was going to trial. I believe I could tell my truth here. I didn't have to tell the LAPD or anybody else.
Wait, you didn't have a particular reason. Wouldn't a particular reason be that your brother is facing serious charges and you are able to tell the authorities it's not true?
I've never been in a situation where you could just go to, I guess, the law and tell them this will happen and the person is innocent.
So you couldn't figure out on your own, Mr. Phillips, that you could have picked up the phone, called Rocky's lawyers, called Rocky himself, called the police, called prosecutors, and say, hey, listen, this is not true. You couldn't figure that out on your own. Is that your testimony?
I've never seen that opportunity available.
At some point, you became aware that Relly had gone to the police. My question is, when did you learn that he had gone to the police?
To be honest, like I said, it had to be 2022. I'm not too sure.
So you're saying you did not know that Relly had gone to the police until sometime in 2022?
Yes.
Now, you knew for sure by April 2022 because it was being published on different websites that Relly was a snitch and a rat, correct?
No.
Oh, you didn't know about that? What number? 22? Who's that on the left side of the screen?
Is that right?
Who's on the right side?
Barb.
Barry's another brother of yours, right?
Yes.
This is dated April 20th, 2022. You know what No Jumper is, correct?
I'm aware of what the platform is, but I'm not a supporter of No Jumper.
So I want to ask you something. When's the first time that you saw this post that says, at ASAP, Barry says that ASAP Relly snitched on ASAP Rocky, causing his arrest earlier this morning? When's the first time that you ended up hearing that, seeing that?
Well, this is my first time seeing this post. So
You've never seen that post before today?
I have my own business. I'm not a part of No Jumper.
So I'm not asking you a part of the Jumper.
I'm not a part of No Jumper.
When did you first learn that Relly was being labeled a snitch and a rat by other ASAP members and by the rap community?
But they're checking other ASAP members and the rap community. There's one person here. Check the characterization mistakes the evidence.
That's,
On record.
now that's a speaking objection again. I'm just responding to double giving.
Right. Ms. Stacy,
Objection, Stacy.
all right, read it back.
There's a question, so I'm not misstating my asking.
When did you first learn that Relly was being labeled a snitch and a rat by other ASAP members and by the rap community?
Also, you
It's
know,
not just stating anything, the overall,
Can you rephrase it?
can you be right back, please?
When did you first learn that Relly was being labeled a snitch and a rat by other ASAP members and by the rap community?
So I never learned from other ASAP members that he was being called a rat. I'm not a follower of No Jumper, you know, and Relly is not a musician. So other musicians aren't talking about Relly.
So you're telling me that these other ASAP members who you refer to as you are all brothers, correct?
Yes.
ASAP Bari is a brother, correct?
And to be honest,
Yes or no?
I haven't seen Barbie. I haven't seen him.
I have a question. When I'm asking you a question, instead of looking at me, you look over at the jury. Is there a reason why you're not looking at me when I'm asking you questions and why you're looking directly at the jury?
I'm looking at everybody. I'm giving eye contact with everybody in the room.
Has anybody told you that when you answer questions, you want to turn and look at the jury? You've been directed to do that?
No, but I have answered
Most
questions.
right, everything else is non-responsive.
everything after no is
So, this is my question. ASAP Bari, you referred to him as a brother. I'm not done with my question. You previously referred to him as a brother. Now you are saying, not only did you not hear anything about these rat allegations involving Relly from Barry, but you never heard about it from any other ASAP. Is that correct?
No,
Is that correct?
no.
It is not correct.
I haven't heard it from anybody else in ASAP. And this is my first time seeing this. Like I said, I do not follow no jumper.
What happened to the gun that was used in this incident? Do you know?
I don't know what happened to the prop, sir.
Have you ever asked Rocky what happened with the gun?
No,
Would, if that prop gun were here, and it was believed that that's what was used, you would agree that would be very helpful evidence.
Objection, Relevant.
So it's bias.
Objection, Relevant, also calls for speculation.
Sustained on speculation grounds.
Would you agree that since the defendant is charged with firing a real firearm, that if you knew where the actual prop gun was, that that would be likely helpful to the defendant?
On the same question, same objection.
Same ruling.
Where's prop gun?
I don't know.
Have you ever asked?
No,
So it's your testimony that this incident happens, and the last time you saw the prop gun was when the defendant fired it and put it back in his waistband?
can you rephrase the last part?
So, the last time you saw the prop gun was after the defendant fired it at that scene, and you guys left. It was in his waistband, correct?
Yes,
Isn't it true, sir, that after that incident, you, or the defendant with your knowledge, you guys got rid of that gun?
no,
Not true?
that's not true. I have no idea. Because
Look.
when I left, I went back to my hotel.
Let me ask you, I want you to assume for a moment that instead of being a prop gun, that it was a real 9mm handgun. I want you to assume that. Are you following me?
You want me to answer?
No, I want to make sure you're following me. I'm having you assume it was a real gun.
I can't make any assumptions.
No, you can, because this is called a hypothetical. I can have the judge explain to you. I want you to assume, for my question, that it was not a prop gun, that it was a real 9mm firearm.
Pretend it was a real gun.
If it was a real gun, would you agree that the defendant would have a motive to get rid of it?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Sustained. Sustained.
Would you agree, sir, that being like a brother to the defendant, that you yourself would have a motive to get rid of that gun?
No,
So you're telling me that if it was a real firearm that was used in this incident, that you in no way can see where you would have a motive to get rid of the gun?
no,
Okay. As far as you know, where's that gun today?
sir, I have no idea where's the prop.
So, the defendant is like your brother, and you speak to him all the time, either directly, in person, by text, etc. Is that right?
I speak to him in person when I see him. He's very busy, so it's not that often.
Well, have you ever asked him what happened to the gun?
No,
Does that seem like a question that might be important?
no,
All right. Let me continue. Do you still speak to Ills?
yes,
And you would agree, you're aware that the defendant still speaks to Ills, right?
I believe so. I'm not too sure.
Well, when you're not too sure, you're saying you have not had a conversation with the defendant where the two of you talk about Ills?
We don't talk about ills, but we have been in family events, and ills have been there.
So it's your understanding that the defendant continues to have a relationship with Ills, correct?
Yes, we all friends, yes.
And you still continue to have a relationship with Ills, correct?
That's my friend, yes it is.
Where's Ills today?
Sir, I'm here. I'm not too sure.
Let me ask the question again. Where does Ills reside? Where is he today?
Objection, lacks personal knowledge.
Sustained.
I'm asking him, Your Honor, I can't lax person. I'm asking him if he knows. There's a lax
The
person.
question was, does he know? I
Yeah.
thought you asked him, where is he?
And do you know where Ills is?
No, sir.
Where is the last time you knew Ills to be?
in New York City.
In New York City. When was this?
Sir, maybe November
November of 2024.
224, yes.
And you are aware that Ills is aware that the defendant's been charged in this case, correct?
Objection, false speculation.
Sustain.
Have you ever had a conversation with Ills by text, in person, etc., regarding the defendant's case?
No,
Has Ills ever said to you at any point in time that he is aware that his close friend A$AP Rocky has been charged in this case?
I never had this conversation with Hills, I'm sorry.
So you've never had, since this incident happened on November 6, 2021, you've never had another conversation with Ills about what happened?
We spoke the week of, and it was just the fact that, it was sad that one of our brothers had a fight with another one of our brothers. So that was it.
And you've never spoken to Ills about what happened since that point in time?
No,
Is that correct?
that's correct.
Who's Wally Sajini?
Excuse me?
Wally Sajini. Who is he?
Well, I believe he works as I guess a liaison for different I guess like tech companies. I'm not too sure.
He's also known as A$AP Wally, right?
No, he's not.
Isn't he a part of the collective?
He is not a part of ASAP.
Is he a part of AWGE?
I'm not too sure. I feel like he could just be an independent contractor. I'm not sure of his business.
Are you a part of AWGE?
I am a part of ASAP.
Are you a part of AWGE?
No, I'm ASAP.
What's AWGE?
I don't know.
You've never heard of AWGE?
I've heard of it, but I'm not too sure like what it is exactly. Like a creative agency.
What do you know it to be?
I know the person that's involved with it is a creative person, and just to me, it's a creative agency.
Is the defendant involved with AWGE?
I believe so.
Well, when you say you believe so, how do you know? What do you base it on?
Just from his creative curations.
Just based on, sorry?
Creative curations. So
What
it's
is
a
that?
creative agency.
Would you agree, let me back this up. Are you aware that Mr. Sajini is someone that regularly speaks or texts, has contact with the defendant?
I'm not too sure what he does.
So you don't know.
No.
How often do you have contact with Mr. Sajini?
Maybe once every 3 months.
And when's the last time you had contact with him?
Last year he was trying to help me get like something with sneakers. I'm heavy into sneakers. He was trying to get me like a modeling situation.
You said you watched some of the testimony in this case, previously testified that, do you recall?
Only like what I've seen on clips on the internet.
Well, so I assume you've seen clips on the internet of Wally Sajini's testimony, correct?
I only seen his thumbnail.
His thumbnail.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Just a photo of him with his leg crossed, just looking at you.
So you don't know any of his testimony at
No.
all? I want you to assume for a moment that Mr. Sajini testified that he was mediating the dispute between Morelli and the defendant. I want you to assume that he testified that. Did he ever reach out to you, Wally, to talk to you about what happened so he could effectively mediate the situation?
No.
Have you ever spoken to Mr. Sajini about what happened on November 6th?
No.
Were you aware that he was, quote, mediating the situation with Morelli?
I was not aware.
You would agree that Mr. Sajini is much closer to the defendant than he is to Morelli, correct?
Well, possibly.
When you say possibly, you mean yes, correct?
I haven't seen Wally in years, sir, so I'm not too sure like what you're trying to explain to me. I haven't seen Wally.
Have you ever spoken to Mr. Sajimi about Relly's lawsuit or about the criminal charges in this case?
No.
I want to talk about social media for a second. You know, I'm going to let the board know, because it's unusual. I will finish under my 2 hours. I know the court had me over, but I just wanted to get that out. I want to talk about social media for a second. In your industry, you would agree that sites like Instagram and the personas that are created in it, those are not necessarily meant to reflect reality, correct?
Yes.
So you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in other words, you have somebody, individuals in your world, they might be posing with money, guns, planes, women, etc. And just because they're posing with those items doesn't mean that, for instance, the plane or the money they're posing with is theirs. Is that right?
Well, it could be theirs for the moment, momentarily. They rented it or paid their way to get on there or whatever.
Right, but you would agree that Instagram is used by individuals in your field to create an image, a persona, and sometimes that persona might involve they want to look really wealthy, right?
As far as musicians,
As far as anybody in the ASAP world, or anybody in the rap entertainment world.
nah, I don't know. That's a broad comment because not everybody in the rap world is into planes, chains, cars. I like books.
Okay, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you was, would you agree that when you have individuals who are posing, they are in the ASAP world, or in the rap world, and those individuals are posing on Instagram with private planes or wads of money, that is not necessarily a statement by those individuals that, hey, that's my plane, or I have all this money, that it's part of a persona that's created on social media, correct?
No.
You would disagree with me?
Yeah, I would disagree.
So, in all of your posts,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever posed with items in your Instagram, whether it be money or physical items, plane, cars, etc., that you didn't actually own?
Unless it was for a music video, no.
Well, music video would be the same thing, correct?
A music video is meant to be art. It's meant to be like a movie.
Okay. So, it's your testimony that you believe that when an individual, so as an example, your position would be that if Relly has on his Instagram a bunch of photos of money or of a private plane,
Mm-hmm.
that he is basically saying to the world, that's my private plane and that's my money, and it's like he's testifying in court when he does it?
With that check, it's relevant.
Relevant?
It's irrelevant. Also speculation.
Rephrase it, please.
Okay, listen. So, I want you to assume for a moment that Relly has had on his Instagram pictures where he's posing with wads of money or private planes. Is it your testimony that it would be your belief that that is basically the same as coming into court and saying under oath, hey, that's my money and that's my plane?
Can you rephrase? Because I don't understand it. Like how it would be the same.
You would agree it's not the same, correct?
I don't think Instagram and court is the same.
Right, because Instagram is about creating an impression, creating a persona, and it's not necessarily about reality. Would you agree?
Well, it's a form of reality because you're doing it and you're showing it to people.
Are you aware that Instagram has rules on it where if you're going to post money or a plane, where you have to check a box that says, hey, that's actually my private plane, I own that?
I'm objecting to that. That is patent.
That's what?
Seems that.
Sustained objection.
Correct, sustained.
I want you to assume for a moment, sir. You have an Instagram account, correct?
Yes, I do.
So I want you to assume for a moment that Relly has on his Instagram pictures, photos of money, photos of a plane, does that mean to you that Relly is telling the world, that is my money, that is my plane, or is that a persona that he is creating?
I feel as though, yes, because why would he post somebody else's money?
So again, as far as you know, you're unaware of individuals or yourself posting things on Instagram that aren't true.
I do not post things on Instagram that aren't true.
You agree that you refuse to return any messages from police or prosecutors, correct?
You said I refused.
Yeah, you return messages. You had a message left on your phone in New York City, and
Okay.
you didn't return it, correct?
To be honest, I get a million calls, so I probably didn't see it.
Okay. But you're not disputing, you're not gonna say, hey, we didn't reach out to you, you're saying, I just don't remember getting one.
When did you reach out to me?
So this is not question and answer,
I'm
okay? I'm asking the questions, you gotta give the answer. Let me be clear. Are you saying, you know what? I didn't deliberately not call you back, but I could have missed a call because I get a lot of messages. Is that correct?
I could have missed a call.
Okay. You are aware that we actually asked to speak with you in front of the judge, and you said you would not speak to us, correct?
Yes.
I want to go back and I want to make sure that we understand. You've spoken to the defense on only one occasion, is that correct?
I spoke to them, I believe, twice.
Twice? Okay. Where and when was the first time?
The first time was in New York, August of 2024.
Okay. And how long was that conversation?
Maybe an hour.
Okay. And the second time is when?
I believe last week.
Last week. Okay. You are aware that we received what was represented as your statement on January 20th, the day before trial started. And
You didn't finish the question.
I want you would agree, there are 12 bullet points here, is that correct?
There's an objection on multiple grounds.
On what?
Name one.
One of them is this was asked and answered on Friday night motion. Number two.
Sustain. Just a question.
Your Honor, given what we discussed this morning, it takes on new relevance.
All right.
We approach our position.
No.
And then
I'm
also,
no.
another ground.
All right, I'm gonna assume that what you said this morning justifies this line of question.
Thank you, Your Honor. There are 12 bullets, which is supposed to comprise your entire statement that you've given to the defense in this case. You had a chance to look at this, correct?
Yes, this is not me.
Oh, I'm sorry, this one. I never said that. This one. That's you, correct?
Yes.
12 bullet points. You're aware this was given to the prosecution on January 20th, the day before
Objection.
this.
That's
Relevant.
Object.
This was given to the prosecution, to us, on January 20th, the day before trial started.
Objection.
Hold on. What is the objection?
Irrelevant.
Sustain.
At any point in here, is there any information about prior specific incidents of the defendant carrying a prop gun, which you testified to on direct examination?
Judge, objection, this was covered Friday.
That's not a legal objection.
Ask Nash this.
And, Your Honor, based on,
Sustain. 177.5, don't argue. It was the objection sustained.
is there any indication in your statement about specific incidents involving Rocky, the defendant, being threatened or being the target of violence or home invasion?
Yes or no?
Huh?
Yes.
I'm telling him, it's a yes or a no.
Are there specific incidents listed?
It says, for security measures, which he was known to do after being the victim of violence and home invasion.
Yes, does it list what those incidents of violence and home invasion were?
But that's a summary. So I told them.
You told them what the answers were,
So,
correct?
no, I told them what the answer was. No, I'm actually clarifying that I said he was victims of violence, home invasions, and other things before. It says that, it doesn't say specifically because it's a summary.
You were asked on direct examination, and you gave specific incidents that you listed. Do you recall that?
Yes,
My question is, did you tell the defense about those specific incidents when you were interviewed?
Again, I object that this answer, nothing to do with anything you do from swimming, that's what I'm asking.
Is it your testimony that you told the defense about these specific incidents?
yes,
Is it your defense that you told the defense?
Wait, is it his defense?
No, I said that he told the defense about these specific incidents. He said
I
yes.
thought you said, is it your defense?
No.
He did say.
Is it your position
There you go.
that you told the defense about those specific incidents
You just said yes.
during your interview?
You said yes.
I was trying to clarify, the court said I asked the question with the wrong word. So is your answer yes? Is it your position that you specifically told the defense about the prior incidents involving Rocky and the property?
hold on, the prior incidents, what you mean prior incidents?
Would you agree, sir, that the only mention in your report about a prop gun is the sentence, during the altercation, Relly told Rocky and some in substance to put the fake gun away?
No, that's the first time. That's before that.
The part that you read, Rocky carried a starter pistol for security measures, which he was known to do after being a victim of violence and home invasions.
That's, if you listen, violence and home invasions, those are the incidents.
So my question is, you testified on direct examination that there were 3 other incidents you could recall where you saw Rocky with a prop gun.
Okay,
Did you tell the defense that during your interviews?
yes.
Do you see any mention of those
Objection.
incidents?
It's irrelevant whether he sees it.
All right. Have you ever given your cell phone to the police to have all of its contents copied and analyzed?
No,
Would you agree you never provided anything to the police in this case?
they never,
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
Those
no,
3, yes or no?
Have you given anything to the police in this case?
no.
Have you given anything to the prosecution in this case?
Just this interview here, no. Besides that, no.
Did you and I have an interview, or did I cross-examine you on the stand after you were called by the defense?
You're asking me questions here, so to my knowledge, if somebody's asking you questions, that's an interview. So that's all I'll say.
And did you agree to this interview?
Can I answer thoroughly?
That's a yes or no question.
Yes, when you ask me right here, I say yes.
So, sir, are you aware that you were called as a witness by the defense in this case?
Yes,
Are you aware that once you're called as a witness by the defense, that by law, I get to cross-examine you?
yes,
So would you agree, sir, this is not a voluntary interview or conversation we're having? You're in a court testifying for the defense, and I'm cross-examining you, is that correct?
yes,
So, do you now strike that? Isn't it true, sir, that as you sit here, that you do not want your friend, your brother, to be convicted in this case, whether he shot Relly with a real gun or not, correct?
can you rephrase that?
Isn't it true that as you sit here today on that witness stand, that you do not want your friend, your brother, Rocky, to be convicted in this case, even if in fact he shot Relly with a real gun?
I was there, he didn't. So no, I do not want him to be guilty.
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
It is.
Listen to my question. Isn't it true, sir, that even if the defendant, shot Relly with a real gun, that because he's your brother and he's your friend, you do not want him to be convicted?
Can you please rephrase it in a way that I understand?
Okay, I'm gonna try it again. Listen to my question. You repeatedly testified that you don't believe that the defendant did not commit this crime. We
Correct.
understand that. That's not my question. Listen to what I'm asking you. Even if, sir, he committed the crime, even if he shot at Relly with a gun, even if that were true, because of your close relationship with him, because you view him as a brother, you do not want him to be convicted. Isn't that correct?
I really don't understand the question.
Let me try.
I'm gonna try. What's that?
Sure. All right. Pretend the gun was real. And that Rocky fired 2 shots at Relly from a real gun. And that's what he's on trial for. Is it true that you would not want him to be convicted? That's what he's trying to say. Sure. Even if it was a real gun.
True, I will want him to be convicted.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Takapini?
Save that time on account.
Okay, well, we have that exhibit up there, Mr. Phillips, let's take a look, because they've left it up here for quite some time, so it's convenient. Right here. You see that? That's People's 22. Being asked questions about Relly being labeled a rat by other members of ASAP and the rap community. Correct? Remember those questions? They showed you that one post, correct?
Yes.
How many people in that one post that they showed you are calling Relly a snitch? How many people?
Just one person.
Just one person. Okay. Now, let's go to a series of questions you were just asked about your communications with the police. You know Detective Flores, the lead detective in this case, testified that they never attempted to reach out to you before 2 weeks ago. You know that?
No, I don't know.
Okay. You were then asked, have you ever given anything to the police in this case? Did you give your cell phone? Did you give her anything? Remember being asked those questions?
Yeah.
Did they ever ask?
No.
They, Your Honor.
They are the
If
police.
they is vague.
I know. The police, when I said they, did you know who I meant?
Yes.
They, Mr. Lewin just asked you if you agreed to an interview when you were asked in front of the judge 2 weeks ago. Remember that? And you
Yes.
said no?
I remember.
When was that?
That was about 2 weeks ago now. Yeah.
In January of 2025, right?
Yes.
Prior to that, as Detective Flores testified to, no one ever reached out to you, correct? For an interview.
Correct.
Your Honor, that's going to call for speculation. The second-
Did anyone ever reach out to you
Nobody reached out to me.
from law enforcement?
No.
That's going to call for speculation whether they reached out.
Sustained.
Did you ever hear from anyone, from law enforcement or the district attorney's office before 2 weeks ago?
No.
By the way, Willie knew who you were, right?
Yes, that was a friend of mine, for real.
Knew where you lived, right?
Yes.
You were speaking to the police as you learned, right?
Yes.
Then you were asked, once you learned Rocky was charged with a crime, okay?
Yes.
Did you then think maybe you should reach out to the police at that point? Remember being asked that question?
Yes, I remember that question.
He was already charged with the crime at that point, correct?
And, yeah, 2022, yes.
Yes, sir. Okay. So did you think they made up their mind already?
Objection, leading.
Sustained.
Well, why didn't you reach out to them after he was already charged with the crime?
Because I felt as though they already arrested him and charged him without speaking to me. I felt like, why should I speak to them? They already got their mind made up.
Now, both things. Regarding this interview that we had in August of last year. And you were shown this summary. Did you write that summary, by the way?
No.
You ever see that somewhere before it was in your face?
No.
Okay. Did you mention the prop gun and Rocky having that prop gun in August of 2024 when we interviewed you for the first time?
Yes.
And who brought it up? We did or you?
I wrote it up.
You asked questions on cross about Hill's bloody lip and being beaten by Relly. Remember those questions?
Yes.
When you testified on direct, and I think on cross as well, you said that he had a bloody lip, correct?
Yes.
You didn't say that his face was broken, did you?
I didn't.
You didn't say he was bruised all over, did you?
No.
Does the video that they showed you of him wearing the American flag on his head on November 7th at ConflicsCon, does that change the video that you saw here on November 6th?
From the incident?
Yeah.
No.
Does it change what you saw with your own eyes on November 6th, 2021?
No.
You asked questions about how you knew on cross-examination, how you knew it was the same prop gun on November 6th than it was at the previous instances. How did you know?
Only because they had like unique modifications. I believe a belt clip and a clear replica magazine.
Clear replica magazine,
Yes.
right? And when you say the belt clip's not something that's on the pants, it's on the prop. Okay, explain what the belt clip is.
It's an accessory to the prop, so it's not like a holster. It's I believe it was equipped to the prop.
Okay. And how else did you know it was the same? You asked questions challenging whether you knew it was the same prop gun on November 6, 2021 that you had seen in previous instances.
Mhm.
How else did you know?
So, one, seeing it with my eyes, and two, speaking to my bro about it, speaking to Rocky about it.
All right, just I think really one more thing, sir, and we're gonna, you were shown that video of the, we're now referring to the second incident. I know you understand it to be one whole incident, but that's the one on Vista Del Mar, once you walk away and then turn and really attacks Hill. That, focusing on that part. You were shown that video, correct?
Yes.
By the prosecution on cross-examination.
Yes.
There was no sound in that video, right?
No.
Okay. What was clear to you from the video, and obviously you were there in person, was Relly tried to punch you.
This is leading, Your Honor.
Okay.
Did you testify on cross-examination that Relly tried to punch you?
Yes.
Let's take a close look at the video. We'll play EE. Thanks to the EE. This is also the enlarged video. With your pointer, show the jury when you see Relly coming at you. There. Go back again, please.
Your Honor, it's leading when
Overruled.
Okay, so show again.
can the witness answer the question or not, the defense? He was asked a question and Mr. Tappatina said there.
Lauren, did you read the rule?
No.
Okay, let's do this again, please. Mr. Phillips, take a look, let's rewind this, guys. Boom, boom, stop. With your pointer, when you see Relly on this video, and I know you were there, but when you see him on this video, coming at you, that caused you to sort of bail into that sort of empty vacated lot area.
There was questions leading already, consistent.
Show us where you see Relly coming at you. With the pointer. Stop. Go back, please. Stop it. Or Look at them. Stop. Okay. Where are you?
So, right here,
And where's Relly?
Relly is like right there.
Okay. Is there anyone between you and Relly at that point?
No.
Okay. Well, Mr. Lewin on cross-examination said, I'm not asking you why you ran. I'm asking you if you ran. Well, I'm asking you why did you run?
I ran because Relly was gonna, I believe, swing on me. So, he already,
That's gonna call for speculation.
Overruled. The question is why. He's answering why.
You also said on cross-examination that Relly attacked Hills, correct?
yes,
Okay. And you said he attacked him before the first shot. Let's go back, show the jury where you first see Relly attacking Hills on this grainy video. With your point. Now, okay.
That's at 13 seconds.
13 seconds.
Is that right?
that's when he first
Okay.
attacked it.
Had Rocky discharged that prop gun that started this react?
No,
With that?
no.
Okay. As a matter of fact, play forward. Do you hear that prop gun shot, first shot?
Yes,
And where is, from that video, and from your personal recollection, where is Rocky's arm pointing?
The question's vague since it's recording both.
Okay, let's take the
Just a
video.
minute, just a minute. Sustained.
Let's take the video. Where is Rocky's arm pointing when he releases that first shot in the video? Go back for a second. Go back, please. Jolie,
yes,
did you see that?
yes.
Where? Where's the arm pointing?
His arm is pointing like down.
Okay. And when his arm's pointing down,
Yes,
is that when you hear the shot?
yes. Well, like right after, but yeah, around he extended his arm down, like he was
Now, you talked about after the shot, or shots, Relly was cocking his arm, punching Ills. You said that on cross, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Show us where in this video you see Relly's arm going back, punching Ills, and whether you see Ills' head moving.
So,
Go back, please. Okay.
I just want to clarify because he rewinded right in front.
Where, sir?
Like right about there.
Okay.
19 seconds.
So you can see his arms swinging on Hills right there.
Okay. And that's after the shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you go back. And when you see his arm swinging on Hills, that's after both shots, correct?
Yes. Can you play it again just so I can be sure?
Sure.
Can I ask the question you know, Your Honor?
Yeah, he's still hitting Hills.
Okay. He's still hitting Ills. Do you see what happens with Relly and Ills right there?
Oh, it looked like they fell.
Okay. And is that well after the second prop gun shot, starter gun shot is fired? Is it after? the
Oh,
second
yeah,
one?
yeah, this is after.
Okay. So let's play it one more time from start to finish. Tell us what you see.
So you see Rocky first, this is when he was trying to leave. that's when Rocky left the warning shot. So he lets off the second warning shot. I believe when Relly hits Ills again, but he also tried to swing at me. But I guess he didn't hit me, so he hit Ills again. So then right here, I
Stop.
push.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I push Rocky away to tell him like, yo, bro, fuck up out of here, let's go. So I'm looking that way just to make sure like Rocky out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if anybody gonna come run behind me and try to run towards him. So I'm just looking just to make sure he get up out of here. So then I turn around to see like what's good with Ills. You feel me? And then I see, I think Relly hit Ills one more time and then leave.
Okay. Let's see if you can see that in the video. No, stop. Point out where everyone is that you can still see.
All right.
Good point. You're the easy one, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
And I think that's Rel. It's still the black figure, but I need to play it so I can be sure.
Rewind for a second and play.
I believe this is Rel right now.
That's Rel?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Ills would be to the left. Okay, go ahead, play. Tell us where you see.
So I'm leaving, and then see that's why I was trying to make sure Rocky get up out of there because Relly would look like he was going to come back and tell the direction of Rocky. I just peeped that.
Okay, and what do you see? What, if anything, do you see Relly doing at that point as you're leaving?
At that point, he goes back into the direction it is.
Okay. So, does it appear that Ills is doing anything when Relly comes out?
Yeah. Now it looked like he fell or something. I just know he hit him with his hands. I'm not too sure what happened.
Okay. By the way, you were asked by Mr. Lewin Cross, do you see him pulling out the gun? Remember yesterday? Do you see the gun anywhere in this video?
No.
Can you see the gun?
No.
Okay. You know Detective Flores testified you can't see the gun in this video?
Objection, improper.
Sustained.
Hypothetically speaking, if Detective
It's
Flores...
an improper
It
hypothetical.
is. And it would also call for speculation, and his opinion about that would be irrelevant.
You were asked on cross-examination if the knuckles that you saw, let me show you this injury. This is people 17 for the record. You asked on cross-examination if the knuckles in that picture are consistent with a punch or not. Remember getting asked those questions?
Yes.
Okay. Well, if someone's punching someone on the floor and they scrape their hand or knuckles on the floor, is that consistent with that injury?
Yes.
Objection, that no foundation, calls for speculation.
There was no foundation for your question about the injury, so it's overruled. Is the question answered, Kathy?
Oh, lastly, you would ask about Bill's.
Yes.
What is Bill's condition right now as far as his, is he, do you know to be addicted?
That's the meaning.
No.
Sustained.
Okay. Do you know his condition at all as you sit here today?
I'm pretty sure he's alive and cool, but I don't know anything.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
On cross-examination, you testified that you have never had any conversation with the defendant about this incident or about prop guns, correct? You ever testified to that?
I would object that this is beyond the scope of
Overruled, overruled.
You testified on direct examination, you never had any conversation with the defendant about this incident or about any prop guns. Do you call that testimony?
I had a conversation with him only
The question.
Do you recall that testimony on direct examination?
Can you repeat it?
On direct examination, you testified, on cross, excuse me, you testified that you had never had any conversations with the defendant, and I asked you about either him possessing prop guns or about what happened in this incident, correct? Who you testified to? Do you recall that?
Yes.
A moment ago, with Mr. Tacopina, when you were asked, how do you know it was the same prop gun, you said, Rocky told me that. Do you recall that?
Yes.
If you've never had a conversation with him about prop guns, and you've never had a conversation with him about this incident, then how is it that he could have told you that information in a conversation that never happened?
Judge, I object, it's
His
misleading.
argument is sustained. Well,
It was also misleading, he was talking about before the incident.
That's a speaking.
stop it! Read the question.
And it is wrong.
I'll re-ask you that. Might be
Go ahead.
Can you explain
Yes.
how it is if you've never had a conversation with the defendant about prop guns or about the prop gun in this incident, how it is that he could have told you that it was the same prop gun in this incident that you saw in New York?
Judge, objection, misstates the witness's testimony. That's what I'm trying to say.
Honestly, I said that we spoke in Harlem about the prop gun. When I said I seen it secured under his white tee, I said that in my testimony.
You just testified a moment ago with Mr. Tacopina. You just said, he asked you, how did you know it was the same prop gun? On the night, let me finish, on the night of the incident, from the one you see before, you said, Rocky told me. Do you recall that testimony?
I said that,
Do you recall that testimony?
Yes or no?
yes,
And I asked you if you'd ever spoken to Rocky about prop guns, and you said no. Do you recall that testimony?
Objection.
Rule.
Do you recall that testimony?
yes,
Would you agree, Mr. Phillips, that both of those statements cannot be true?
Objection, argumentative.
Sustained.
Can you explain how it is, if you have not spoken to the defendant about prop guns at all, how it is that you had this conversation with him about prop guns?
Objection, argument misstates the testimony.
Overruled.
well, like I said, I was at the video shoot when I first seen the prop guns. So we didn't have to have a conversation then about the prop gun. We knew it was a part of the set, you know? And the second time, I said that I seen him with the prop gun in New York. I didn't say we had a full-blown conversation about it, but I did say I seen him.
You actually testified, your answer was to the defense question, because Rocky told me. Do you recall that answer?
Yes,
Is there a way that Rocky can tell you something without you having a conversation with him?
Objection, argument.
Sustained.
You also testified, and you referred to it as Rocky fired a warning shot, correct?
yes,
Can you tell me, if it's a prop gun, isn't every shot, in essence, a warning shot because nothing comes out of it?
yes,
So in essence, isn't it true, Mr. Phillips, that what happened is the first shot Rocky fired, he pointed the gun not directly at Relly, but he pointed it down, correct?
the first shot
First shot was pointed down, right?
at the ground.
Why would he need to point the gun down if it's not a real gun?
Objection calls for speculation.
Sustained.
You testified that the defendant, during the first shot, pointed the gun down, correct?
Yes,
If the gun is not real, are you aware of why it would be necessary to point the gun down and fire a warning shot? It's not a real gun.
Same objection.
Same rule. These are all arguments that can be made to the jury before summation. How much
You have
longer-
also said-
Just a minute, Mr. Lewin, how much longer do you have?
I'll be done by noon, so another 2 minutes.
Okay.
can you explain why you called it a warning shot if it is just a prop gun and cannot fire individual bullets?
I stated that because wasn't nobody pointing the prop at anybody, so it wasn't like anybody was trying to do anything to direct anything. It was to deter Relly from beating up Ills. It was to scare him, and he left the warning shot. It didn't work.
So, I want to be clear. Your testimony is that the defendant, knowing that Relly knew that it was a prop gun, decided that what he wanted to do was to fire a warning shot with the fake gun that Relly knew was a fake gun by pointing it in a downward position so that it would stop Relly from attacking Hills. Is that your position?
False speculation. Is this the same?
I'll re-ask. I want to make sure I'm understanding your testimony. You testified Relly knows it's prop gun, correct?
Yes.
You testified the defendant knows that Relly knows it's prop gun, correct?
Yes.
You testified that the defendant is pulling out this prop gun that everybody knows is a prop gun in order to stop Relly from attacking Hills, correct?
Yes.
And you further testified that he fires the first shot as a warning shot, pointing the gun down, even though it's a prop gun that can't fire anything that everybody knows is a prop gun. Is that correct?
Objection. Question.
Overall.
Is that correct?
Rephrase it, please.
Please read the question back. I have one question after this, Your Honor.
And you further testify that he fires the first shot as a warning, pointing the gun down, even though it's a prop gun that can't fire anything that everybody knows is a prop gun. Is that correct?
Yes.
You testified that's what happened, correct?
Yes.
Let me ask you something. As you sit here, Mr. Phillips, does what you're saying sound reasonable?
Objection or
Nothing further.
Did I ask?
No, we're done with Mr. Phillips.
You sure?
Yes, he's been asked every question that he could possibly be
I have
asked
one
by
more.
both sides.
All right.
I can't fathom another question.
It's a good one.
Excuse,
What?
It's a good one, but all right.
excuse subject to recall, Your Honor. That's foundational as a court is aware.
All right, yeah, if you're notified to come back, you must come back, but if either side wants him back, I'm gonna wanna know what the offer of proof is.
Your Honor, just so it's clear, that's foundational under the evidence code for.
Right, I understand that.
I do not anticipate that he would be called back.
Evidence goes section 1235?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if it happens that you're notified to return, you must return, so you are not excused. You understand?
So I stay in California.
Well, you don't have to stay in California, but if you're notified to return, you must be here the very next day. All right, but for now, you can go.
Thank you for your
All right, we'll be in recess till 1:30.